Welcome to IntyCenter, everybody. We'll be cheering on the Guardians and taking another whip around Fidus. And we start this week with good news for Ciorak. The good news, they got a 2-0 lead off Old Hoss as Eddie Matthews and Larry Doby got RBI singles in the first inning. However, there was bad news for Ciorak. And the bad news, it was 8-2 to the Enhancers heading into the bottom of the third. Mike Piazza hit a 3-run homer in the second. Hack Wilson hit a 2-run homer in the third. The Enhancers would take that one 10-5. Every City bandwagoners drew 2 bases loaded walks and hit a sac fly to take a 6-3 lead on Amazings in the bottom of the eighth. But a Kenny Lofton double play ground ball to end the inning saw it end without the full potential of the inning realized. And Judy was still in charge of the bullpen, which meant it wasn't over yet. Nolan Arenado reaches to open the inning on an error by Josh Donaldson. A Charlie Blackwell triple scores 2. Ty Cobb ties it up with an RBI single. Mel Ott drives in the go-ahead run with an RBI groundout. Nolan Ryan strikes out the side in the bottom of the ninth. Again, it's been that kind of year for Heels. Amazings takes it 7-6. Pedro Martinez gave Stone Temple Seattle Pilots 8 innings of 3 hits, shutout baseball. Pudge Rodriguez hits a 2-run homer. Edgar Martinez adds a solo shot, and the Pilots win 4-0. John Smoltz, he was phenomenal in Game 2 of Let's Play 2 against the Family Madrigal. Smoltz tossed a complete game, gives up just 1 run on 7 hits. Roberto Clemente homers and has 3 RBI. Let's Play 2 takes it 7-1. The Baby Yodas jumped all over Jacob deGrom like he was at pointy, amazing B. Don't listen to this part. They jumped all over Jacob deGrom like he was Max Scherzer starting a playoff game in Queens. deGrom gave up 5 runs in just 4 innings of work, but the Pilots bullpen held firm from there, and a Chuck Klein RBI single in the 6th ties the game at 5. A Honus Wagner solo homer puts the Pilots up 6-5. They take it from there by that score. A Fred Carroll 2-run triple paced a 4-run first inning for a shack of their own. They never look back. They double up Sithy 8-4 and take the second game of that series. Sandy Koufax gave up 13 hits. He walked 3 guys. He had a bulk, and Northern Shores couldn't score off of him. Bob Gibson, on the other hand, gave up 4 hits and 4 runs. The Demon Bags win it 5-1. Reggie Jackson, he hit a go-ahead grand slam in the 6th inning. Game of Thrones will hang on to win that one 9-6. On to the third day games. Warren Spahn goes 8 innings. He gives up 1 run on 9 hits. Brian Wilson, though, he tries to blow it in the 9th. He loads the bases, doesn't get anybody out, but Andrew Miller relieves and gets the save. Sithy avoid being swept and avoid the bullpen collapse. They get the win over a shack of their own, 6-2. Lefty Grove was in the groove, going 7 innings and giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. Amazings complete a sweep of every city. They take the finale 4-2. Kevin Brown hit a home run, and he allowed only 1 run over 8 innings of work. That's a recipe for win. Madrigal will take the finale easily over Let's Play 2, 11-1. Another great performance from a recently acquired pitcher. This time it's Garrett Cole, who gives up just 2 runs on 2 hits in 6 innings while striking out 6. And it leads to another close loss for Ciorak, this time dropping a 2-1 decision in their opener to Stone Temple Seattle Pilots. U Daly goes the distance, giving up 1 run on 8 hits. A 2-run homer from Bill Lang is the difference. That offsets a Larry Doby RBI single. Tony Mullane gave up an RBI single to Dick Allen in the first inning, then blinked the Enhancers the rest of the way. He goes the distance, gives up that 1 run, scatters 9 hits, and the Orange Barrels take it 6-1. Let's talk about the second game of that A Shack of Their Own Game of Thrones series, because it was not for the weak of heart. Cy Seymour got an RBI single in the top of the 9th to score the pinch-running George Sizzler. Then A Shack of Their Own take a 3-2 lead when Fred Carroll scored in a wild pitch. But In the bottom of the ninth, Pedro Guerrero drove in Rafael Palmeiro, who had reached on an error, to tie the game at 3 and send us to extras. In the 10th, a shack of their own have 2 steals and a caught stealing all in the same inning. John McGraw got a leadoff single, but he was thrown out trying to steal. Ross Barnes drew a walk, successfully stole second, then went to third on a ground out and scored on a Carroll single. Carroll stole second, but he was left there when Seymour struck out. But in the bottom of the 10th, JT Snow hits a leadoff pinch hit double, scores on a sac fly from Palmeiro, and we go to the 11th. This time, Shaq gets a pair of runs on a double from Ned Williamson, the other on a single from McGraw. This time it holds up, and Shaq gets the win 6-4 in 11 innings. With Pedro Martinez pitching, Stone Temple Seattle Pilots probably didn't need a 10-run second inning to win this one. They got it anyways. Pudge and Edgar both homer in that inning. The Pilots take it 14-3. Old Hoss got out-dueled by Cliff Lee. Radburn goes 7 innings. He gives up 2 runs on 4 hits, but Lee was better. He gave up 1 run on 6 hits and 7 1/3 innings. Rob Dibble and Flash Gordon, they keep the enhancers off the board from there. And the Orange Barrels take the series finale 2-1. All runs in this one came via the solo homer with Reggie Smith, Deacon White, and Barry Bonds each connecting. After giving up 18 runs in the first 2 games of the series, Greg Maddux cooled off the suddenly hot Demonbags bats just a bit. Maddux gives his team a complete game. He gives up 2 runs on 6 hits, and let's play to avoid the sweep. They take it 4-2. Last game, we'll talk one more between a shack of their own and Game of Throws. A 3-run double from Reggie Jackson in the bottom of the 8th put Game of Throws on top of shack of their own 5-4, but it wasn't meant to be for the Kings of the North. Aroldis Chapman loads the bases on 3 walks to open the inning. Pete Browning got a 2-run pitch hit single that put Shack back on top, and a shack of their own take another nail-biting, dramatic victory over Throws. They take it 6-5, and that might just send Chapman to a red wedding. Hey, that's going to do it for IntyCenter. Don't forget to cheer on the Guardians as they take on the awful, dreadful, hated Bronx Bombers, the New York Yankees. And we'll see you next time for another edition of IntyCenter.